Wizards, let's continue to look at the first stone wall palace on the hill. The kings of Mapungube lived in the hill with their families and servants and were separated from the other people living in the town below. The people carried rocks to build large flats around areas on top of the hill. They built large houses for their kings on these flat areas. Archaeologists used scientific methods to find out the age of wooden poles used to build the houses. They estimated that the first dwellings were built on top of the hill in about 1000 AD. The hill was abandoned in about 1275 AD. Now, what is the significance of Mapungube Hill? Wizards, by living on top of the hill, the kings were showing their power by living close to their ancestors. They could not be seen by most ordinary people who feared and respected them. Until about 1270 AD, Mapungube was the biggest town in the whole of southern Africa. Archaeologists have found the ruins of many smaller towns on both sides of the Limpopo River. The chiefs' homesteads were smaller than the kings'. Chiefs used the same kind of pottery and glass beads as the kings at Mapungube. Historians believe that the kings of Mapungube ruled over a large and well-organized kingdom that traded goods from other kingdoms as far as India and China. Only the kings could organize the trading expeditions that took the African good to the Arab traders at coast. The rulers at Mapungube owned large herds of cattle. Now, wizards, let's look at symbols or royal power and political leadership. On the hill, archaeologists found the graves of some of the kings. They had been buried with lots of glass beads, imported Chinese glazed pottery, fine cloth from India, gold and copper ornaments, and specially shaped clay pots and bowls. The rhino is made of wood covered in thin gold sheets. In the tradition of the Venda and Shona people who live in the region today, the black rhino is a symbol of strength and power. The gold rhino was a sign of the power of the king. Arab traders. The people who lived in the North Africa and the Middle East are called Arabs. Most Arabs are Muslims. Arab traders sailed down the African coast across the Indian Ocean to India and China in small sailing boats called dhows. They exchanged ivory and gold from Africa with the kings of India and China, who played them with glass beads, glazed pottery, and fine cotton cloth. African groups living on the east coast of Africa absorbed the culture and Muslim religion of the Arabs. These people became known as Swahili. The Swahili language is a mixture of African languages and Arabic. It is spoken all over East Africa today.